Vlog number 18. Last heavy week before a deload week, and then just checking out what's happening and moving on forward. Not many questions this week around, but I just want to touch up on some bits that I think people miss out. I do look like a bodybuilder only because my standards for the way physique should look like is completely different to any other strength athlete. I have never liked training like a bodybuilder. It was just a decision made when I moved to UK and couldn't find anyone strong enough to train with. Because I didn't know anyone, I didn't know any people, I didn't know any places. I was working 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time. I just could not commit to that kind of training. And bodybuilding is something that even a disabled person can do. I have always been physically active. I always will be physically active, no matter how out of shape I am. It just makes me anxious not doing things physically, because my belief is if you don't max out yourself physically and mentally, you're wasting your time living. You are just a nuisance. You are just a burden on society. And if you don't look after yourself, you are an idiot. Simple as. So, things moving forward is, so this is last week on my heavy cycle, training cycle, and this is week 3. I'm working just over 90% of my 1RMs, and Jesus, this is hitting me hard. This is where I kind of look up on everything else's feedback as well that I work with. I collect hell of a lot of data from everyone, and I compare how they perform and whatnot. And it's funny enough, I just spoke to one of the guys yesterday that he's fatigued and tired and mentally drained and this and that, and he's on week 8 of his training block. I was expecting him to be like that at week 6. I'm like that now. I'm like, oh God, I need to drag myself to the gym. I'm perfectly aware that I usually drag myself to overreach within 6 weeks of any training block. Because I feel great, everything is moving smoothly. First few weeks is usually getting accustomed to movement and so on and so forth. Not pushing myself to the failure and whatnot for first few weeks. And then feeling ridiculously well, pushing really hard for 2-3 weeks and crushing. Now, this is why I have a deload week next week, which is going to be extremely useful for just getting myself back into enjoying things. So sleep has been a bit hit and miss for the last 2 weeks, but this has been sorted this week. So all it took is just to replan, reorganize everything, write everything down, what the hell is important, where am I wasting my time, why am I doing things, and so on and so forth. Some things that people don't realize should be done every single day. Let me just kind of reinforce why am I doing so many damn questions for every single one of my clients. Because you can't get anywhere if you don't know where you're at. So let me give you an example. You get on a holiday, completely different country, and you go GPS and you want to travel, let's say 100 kilometers, which is like 60 miles. And it's not as simple as just getting on a motorway. You need to drive through some villages, towns, cities, whatever the hell it is. How far are you going to get if you only know the outcome you want to reach without ever checking where the hell you are? Like before, we used to have maps. Like I have literally traveled through Europe checking up on a map. Where the hell am I? Where am I going? What to do next? People now only see, oh, I want to get massive, I want to get lean, I want to do this, I want to do that. They never check in with where the hell they are at now. So this morning I had a message from one of my clients who was like, oh, the last couple of weeks I have been really bad and stress is getting me, that's why my diet is crap, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Which is basically a hell of a lot of excuses why not to do something, because, well, I can blame it on stress, I can blame it on this, I can blame it on that. In reality, it's not acknowledging that they are falling back to what they're comfortable with. Changing yourself is hard. and you need to know the outcome. You need to know where you actually want to be. Just saying, I want to lose weight, I want to get stronger, I want to do this, I want to do that, and not sticking to it is easy. But sticking to it means you need to change yourself as personality. You need to change yourself mentally, physically, and that means it's something you have never done before. It's uncharted territory. It's you being, you having to think differently, you having to act differently, you having to have different habits, and people do not like uncertainty. I don't have a lot of personality tests, and my biggest drive is uncertainty. I thrive in uncertainty. I hate things being the same all the time. At the same time, bodybuilding is as certain as you can get. But this is the reason why I always change my training plans from strengths to strength endurance to mobilities to all kind of hypertrophy blocks and so on and so forth. I never have the same outcome in my mind. And this is why I work with so many coaches. Just last week I hired 2 for myself. So I had a chat with someone else as well who works with me, and how he says it's you hire a coach, you need to learn from them and then go and do this and do that, but you shouldn't be having someone all your life. And I'm like, well, it's not exactly the truth. As soon as you think you are the smartest person in a room, you failed. If you don't hang around people who are better than you, you're failed, and so on and so forth. So all this is genuinely why I'm doing the things I do now, why I took up advice on how I should program my stuff, how I should plan everything, what I should focus on, and so on and so forth. I haven't done some arm training, or somebody asked me today, why don't you train back? Because my focus is my legs. I need to bring my legs back up. I need to bring them at least to what they used to be, if not in sense of strength, then at least size, because getting bigger, hypermuscular, is probably easier than getting hyper fucking strong. And don't be deluded. By strength, I mean fucking strong. 250 kilo squat is not fucking strong. No matter who told you that. I've seen 16-year-old kids doing that. Well, I was 18 and I was squatting fucking 300. So don't be deluded with not understanding that strong compared to your gym is not strong compared to fucking life. So, yeah. Moving on from all this nonsense that I just waffled on, I am moving into deload week next week. It will be lighter sessions, half the volume, half the weights, still very low rest periods in between sets. Still trying to feel whatever the hell I do, and not trying to damage muscle as such, just getting blood in. And then after that, I'll train maybe once or twice a week. So I will be just testing what I can lift, and then sit back, have a week or 2 off doing anything structured, kind of resetting myself for everything that's going to come up. So I have a lot of courses lined up for next year. That's going to take a hell of a lot of my attention, and one of my coaches is literally for that course to get the most out of it. And another coach will be someone who will be helping me out again with whatever the hell I do with my own body. Just because I want to learn more, and I do believe that it's going to add value not only to my own knowledge, but everyone I work with. And like I said, if you feel that you are the best at what you do and you don't need any more help, you're delusional. You really are. You need to reassess your head and stop hanging around with people who keep saying no, you know everything, just enjoy your life now, sit back and relax. How far has that got you so far? A lot of people, well, majority of people sit back and relax, go to job 9 to 5, and then complain that they haven't got what they want to do, and they haven't got their dreams fulfilled, and this and this and that, and this life-work balance nonsense is non-existent. You got to put some work in first, and then everything will be completely flawless. Like the way I look now is extremely easy for me. It does not take any effort, any thinking, and I don't feel stressed about my training. I don't feel stressed about nutrition. I don't feel stressed about my supplements. It's just effortless. But for anyone else to get to even my shape, which is just some average stuff, it would take over their life. Simple as. This means if you are not willing to sacrifice a year or two, like people like to use the name sacrifice and probably makes them feel a bit more special. But if you're not willing to put in hard work for year 2, 3, to get to the point where things get effortless, you're not going to get anything out of your physique, you're not going to get anything out of your business, you're not going to get anything out of anything else. No, same like you need to give up on some certain things. Bloody hell, hard is this. To get to a point where you just don't need to think about it anymore. Same applies to your business as well. So if you want to have like financial freedom, you'll have to work up to 10 years sometimes if you don't have any help, just to figure out how to do these things. And most of my clients are extremely successful individuals that I deliberately surround myself with because I share my knowledge with them, they share knowledge they have with me, and it helps me to be better in everything else. What it means is they work hard to get to where they are now, and a lot of them now are just chilling, relaxing, and just enjoying the fruits of labor they put in. So same applies to your physique. Like if you can't stick to your diet, stop doing this slower, longer bullshit. Fucking hit it hard, understand, realize that you need to change it now and deserve it. And once you have achieved the goal, then look back and see, okay, how can I minimize the damage next time around when I want to do this? That it's not so hard, or how the hell do I maintain it now? Because getting somewhere and maintaining results require completely two different strategies. Which reminds me, one of my guys talking to me about how he wants to be PT, and if a lot of you want to do similar stuff and become personal trainers, coaches, and whatnot, understand that you need to realize that training yourself and enjoying training is completely different than training someone else and enjoying training someone else. I know a lot of people who have been going to gym and then they qualify as personal trainer because it's hell of easy in UK especially, and then 2 weeks and they're like, how the fuck are you doing this? It's soul destroying. It's energy consuming. Some people are just like babies and you need to literally poke them every single minute just to explain them the very basics. They just can't wrap their heads around it. That's why I'm very picky with whom I work. I don't want to work with anyone who has not been in gym for 10-15 years. It's just clueless. I'm not going to waste my time on telling someone, look, you need to go on a treadmill to be healthy. Like, if you're one of those, just don't even try to contact me. I'm just not interested. So yeah, long story short, what I'm going to do next is hit and miss. I haven't figured out yet in terms of my physique. I'll still keep training. I'm not going to compete anytime soon. This year, maybe next year as well. Fuck knows, might never compete, but I will definitely keep improving my physique in sense of how well I tolerate stress put on from the business, from personal relationships and all those kind of things on me, so I can literally work through it effortlessly, which a lot of people struggle with. Like I mentioned the guy in earlier, that as soon as he encounters any kind of stress, binge eating. Like, I'll never do that. I have done it, but I'll never do it because my standards for life are completely different. I know that bloody crap food is going to make me just even worse. And then you fall into never-ending downward spiral where all you want to do is sabotage yourself even more so you can have even stronger excuse why you failed. Oh yeah, but I got stressed out. Oh yeah, but then I ate this. Oh, then I fell out with that. And then I couldn't get up in the morning and blah, 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 blah. So 10 million excuses to not do things. And people are well aware that they do that, but they just don't want to admit that. And the sooner you figure that out, the quicker you're gonna actually develop personalities that's required to be who you actually want to be. Full of energy, always positive, killing it on every single front, stress-free, and so on and so forth. Like I said, sit down, write down where the hell you're moving, where you're actually at, how realistic it is for your life circumstances to change you the way you are to who you want to become, and how you have fucking guts to change. Because change inevitably will push away everyone around you. Because when people see someone starting to work hard, starting to succeed in whatever the hell they want to do, they unconsciously start to feel that it's pressure on them to do better as well. And no one wants to put hard work in. So people will start to discourage you, people will start talking down on you, or why don't you just enjoy your life, bullshit, and so on and so forth. That's when you'll need to start either ignoring them or changing the crowd. I remember when I started training, my mom used to say, you need to stop going to gym, you have these lumps starting to coming out of your body. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I train, Mom. I just hugged her and laughed it off and walked off. And that was it. But if I would have anyone around me who wouldn't keep up with my standards for living, my standards for showing up, my standards for what I deem as being an efficient way of doing things, I would just walk off. Like, I have no issues whatsoever with that, because we die alone, we get born alone, and you need to look after yourself first, and don't be one of those people who are ending up regretting more than actually they can look back and be proud of. So, and on that note, I'm gonna cut it short. I'm gonna check in next week again after the deload, see where we're at, and I still don't know my body weight. Could not care less. I feel great. My sleep has improved. My food intake is going up slightly this week. I believe just around under 5,500 calories. Yeah, it depends day to day. So I'm trying to push it to 6,000, but it's flipping time consuming. I only eat 4 meals a day as well. I don't have time to eat more than that. Thing is, I could probably make another video just about that if you take some supplements, you probably need to eat way more frequent than 4 meals a day. As it stands for me, I do what's convenient for me. I still look better than most people. I'm building my strengths back up, and I'm fittest I have been at my body weight, which is cool feeling, which is great to feel like this when previously I have felt like absolute death. Anything under 117 kilos used to be horrible. Now I'm 120 and I can do fucking all sorts. I'm not saying I'm the fittest person ever, but with 120 kilos, I'm quite fit and quite agile, which is cool. So on that note, I'll see you next week.